Hello everyone, welcome to La Excellence IAS Kalam program, a GS Mains answer writing initiative. This is season 2 and episode 42. I am Kiran Mai and I will be presenting this season to you for about 50 episodes. Let us look at today's question. The question says, discuss the constitutional provisions available for interstate river water disputes. Why have river water disputes been lingering for such long periods? Can there be a remedy? Suggest. This question is for 10 marks and we have to write the answer in 150 words. This question is from General Studies paper 2 from the topic of Constitution and Governance and from the subtopic of quasi-judicial bodies. If we look at the context in which this question was asked, 1 week ago, Centre has brought Kaveri Water Management Authority under the Jal Shakti Ministry. Kaveri Water Management Authority was created with 1 chairperson and 8 members as per the orders of the Supreme Court in 2018, which adjudicated upon the Kaveri water sharing dispute. Is it for the first time that the river managing boards are brought under the Union Ministry's control? No. The river managing boards of Krishna, Godavari and the erstwhile Kaveri Management Authority were also under the Union Ministry of Water Resources, which is now rechristened as Jal Shakti Ministry. But still, this issue, that is now the Kaveri Water Management Authority being brought under Jal Shakti Ministry, is being politicized, saying that the authority will become a mere puppet in the centre's hand. This highlights the delay of dispute resolution, especially relating to river water disputes, even after the matter being adjudicated upon by the Honorable Supreme Court. This is just one example. Many disputes have been pending for years together. It is in this context that this question has been asked. If we look at some of the value addition points that can be written in this answer, because this question is asking about constitutional provisions, knowing about them is an important prerequisite for this answer. So what are the various constitutional provisions with respect to river water disputes? Article 262 provides that Parliament can make a law to adjudicate upon the river water disputes, interstate river water disputes. Apart from this, under the 7th schedule, which shows division of power between the centre and state, entry 56 of the Union list talks about interstate river waters. So this is also a constitutional provision with respect to interstate river waters. And then you also can add about Interstate River Water Disputes Act, which was formed as per the constitutional provisions of Article 262. Was there any amendment to it? Yes, there has been an amendment in 2002 as per the Sarkaria Commission recommendation, saying that a tribunal has to be formed within 1 year and the matter has to be adjudicated within 3 years. So this point also can be written as a value addition point. Apart from this, any of the committee's recommendations, for example, the Sarkaria Commission recommendation which I just told, can also be written. Also, Punchi Commission's recommendations or National Commission for Review of Working of the Constitutions can be written as a value addition for this answer. And then we can write the examples of interstate river water disputes. One is Kaveri. Other than this, we have Godavari river water dispute, Krishna river water dispute, Mahadai dispute, Mahanadi, Ravi Bias dispute. So many disputes have been there. The states between which these disputes are happening can be written as 1 or 2 examples. You can also mention about the time period for which these disputes have been pending. Coming to what is to be avoided in this question, this is a general question. It is not restricting itself to only Kaveri Water Management Authority. So don't narrow down to any one particular river dispute. Write a generalistic answer. Let us now look at how to write the answer in the introduction, body and conclusion format. I think the best way to introduce this question would be by writing about the problem statement, that is, why disputes are happening, why they are persisting. Looming water crisis across the world is leading to more and more demand for water, because of which disputes are happening and they are persisting. So such an introduction would suffice. Coming to the body part, here you can write about the examples where the disputes have been lingering for long periods. You have to then write what are the reasons behind it, because the question is asking about why the river water disputes have been lingering for such long periods. And then he asked about, can there be a remedy? So you will have to write the remedies for reducing the duration of resolution of interstate river water disputes. Coming to the conclusion, I think here you can write about the need for resolution of such river water disputes faster, and then you can summarize the way forward. You can summarize the remedies which you have mentioned in the body part. Let us now look at a sample answer. So this person has written, the increasing demand for water is only going to increase the interstate river water disputes. So this is the introductory statement he is giving, a very simple statement. He is then writing the constitutional provisions for interstate river water disputes, in which he has written about Article 262 and entry 56 of the Union List of the 7th schedule. So what did he write in Article 262? Parliament to make a law for adjudication of any dispute with respect to interstate rivers or the river valleys. So that is the gist of Article 262. Also he is writing that Parliament can by law also prevent any court from exercising jurisdiction on such disputes. Okay, Parliament can prevent even Supreme Court from exercising jurisdiction on such disputes for which a tribunal has been formed under Article 262. Okay, what is about entry 56 of the Union List? Here he is writing that it empowers Union government for regulation of interstate rivers. So Union government is responsible for development of these interstate rivers as well as for the regulation of these rivers. Moving forward, he is writing, following Article 262, Interstate River Water Disputes Act was passed in 1956, which provided for separate tribunal for each river water dispute. Okay, so for each river water dispute, there has been a separate tribunal. For example, for Godavari tribunal has been formed. Krishna tribunal has been formed. So separate tribunal for each river water dispute under this act. Okay, what does he write further? He is writing extreme delays in settlement of disputes. He is giving the examples here. Godavari tribunal gave the verdict after 11 years and Kaveri tribunal after 17 years. Okay, so it is showing the delay of awarding by the tribunals. He then writes reasons for the long delays. Okay, here he is writing politicization of issues. Yes, politicization is one of the major issues. Even after the tribunals are awarding the verdicts, these are being challenged in the Supreme Court. Okay, so this is because of politicization of issues. Parliament can make a law that the tribunal's verdict will be final, but despite that, awards are being challenged in the Supreme Court under various provisions. So this is because of politicization of issues. Then he is writing absence of authoritative water data. See, data is available, but no particular authority which is acceptable to all the states. All the parties have to accept the water data. No such authoritative water data is available by the states or even with the administering tribunal. So for the tribunal also to give the award, it should have data. So without the data, the tribunal or the Supreme Court cannot give the verdict faster. Apart from this, composition of the tribunal is not representative. For example, farmers who are the major stakeholders or NGOs who are supporting the farmers' cause and others' cause are not being represented in the tribunals, because of which there have been increasing litigations even after the tribunal has given the verdict. And then awards challenged in the Supreme Court under special leave petition of Article 136. Okay, Article 136 provides a special power to the Supreme Court to take up case which has been adjudicated by any other court in the country. Okay, so awards are being challenged in the Supreme Court. Almost every tribunal award is again going back to the Supreme Court. Then he is writing no fixed hearing dates for tribunals. He just told that it has taken 17 years for the Godavari tribunal to give its award. So there is no fixation of time for tribunals to give the award. And then no compliance ensuring authority. Once an award has been given, the central government has to notify it in the Gazette, and then somebody has to ensure that this award is being followed properly. Such compliance is not being ensured. So these are the reasons he is saying that there have been long delays in the dispute resolution mechanisms. I think he has tried to address holistically various points in very short form. Let us see what he writes further. He is writing measures to hasten the dispute resolution. In that he has written, Centre has introduced Interstate River Water Disputes Amendment Bill 2019. So a bill for amending the Interstate River Water Disputes Act has been introduced in the Parliament, which provides for negotiations through dispute resolution committee. So even before tribunal, they have to go to a dispute resolution committee wherein negotiations will happen. If it fails to resolve within 1 year or 1.5 years, extra 6 months period is given. If it fails, then Interstate River Water Disputes Tribunal, which will have multiple benches, to resolve within 3 years. Previously, for each river water dispute, each specific river, separate tribunal was being formed. Okay. Now this bill seeks to form one common tribunal, one standalone tribunal with multiple benches, each bench for separate river water dispute. So he is trying to introduce what the government has taken measure. Okay. He is then writing robust institutional framework for adequate data. So we have already discussed the importance of data both in adjudication as well as for the states to accept the verdicts. And then he is writing compliance ensuring authority. Yes, even after the verdict is given, somebody has to ensure the compliance to the verdict. So this institutional framework has to be created so that there is no further dispute. Then more representative tribunals. So whatever he has discussed or whatever problems he has discussed in the previous segment, he is trying to address here. He is then writing the conclusion, wherein he writes, with increasing water crisis all over the world, there is an urgent need for proper settlement mechanism in place to decrease the delays in the resolution of the disputes. So this is a simple conclusion, just telling about the problem statement once again, that water crisis has been increasing all over the world and hence the need for proper settlement mechanism. If we analyze the entire answer as a whole, his introduction and conclusion are very simple, not having much value addition points, but his body part is giving good important constitutional provisions. This is a good value addition point. Also he has written about Interstate River Water Disputes Act and he has described what it has provided also, and then he has written examples and he has tried to address holistically the various reasons for long delays. Okay, and then he has suggested few measures. He is also trying to tell about the measure which Centre has already taken, that is introduction of a bill for amending the act which is present. Okay, I think overall it is a good enough answer. The introduction and conclusion could have been little bit better by more value addition points. Nevertheless, the answer has been very relevant. Also, it has been dense. It is a very good answer. Before coming to the end of the discussion, let me give you the topic for today. Read about the federal structure of Indian Constitution, what is cooperative federalism, what is competitive federalism, and various center state and interstate disputes that are existing. Try to read in detail and make a short note of it of around 2 to 3 pages so that it will be ready made for your mains preparation. Okay, let us all meet again tomorrow. Thank you.